High school basketball action on Central Illinois Sports live tonight from Whitehall, Illinois, as the 3 and 4 North Greene Spartans play host to the 3 and 5 Pittsfield Sockies. Good evening to you. I'm Charlie Hull. John Hull is alongside as well. We welcome you inside the pregame show for tonight's contest as the Spartans of North Greene play host to the Sockies of Pittsfield. Both teams trying to climb closer to that 500 mark here on the young season. And looking to get some things rolling after North Greene having a huge season last year, 23 and 6, graduating quite a few key players from that contest. And then Coach Brett Berry has really done a good job here in his 10-plus year stretch as the head coach. They've really only had a couple of seasons where they were under 500, and they were both just 3 games under 500 in those years. So North Greene always very, very competitive and a tough place to play here at the home of the Spartans. John Hull's alongside. John, the Sockies are coming off of a win over Grigsville Perry on Tuesday night in a tightly contested ball game. 60-57 was the final. North Greene beat Grigsville Perry 54-51 a week ago Saturday. So these two teams, by that comparable score, look to be a pretty even match here coming into the contest tonight.
Yeah, they certainly do, Charlie. And, I'm expecting a good game and hoping that the Sockies can come out with another victory.
North Greene's got some pretty good size on their roster this year. In the starting lineup, Carter Hostman and Justin Lawson go 6'2 and 6'3 respectively. Keaton Brown 6'2. But it's really the guys that can bring in off the bench, and a 6'7 senior Michael Castleberry and a 6'9 junior Will Killian. Both of those young men going to be able to help guard in the post for the Spartans tonight, and they'll need to do that as Pittsfield really likes to run that high-low game with Guthrie and Shaw.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for those guys to shot fake, get those guys off their feet, and get them in foul trouble when they're in trying to guard them.
It seems like North Greene always has very athletic guards. You take a look at a year ago, and they had Jonah Hopper, who really came out and handled the ball quite a bit at about 6'3". He's playing some college basketball, as is his brother Josh. But the North Greene Spartans, Brett Berry, I'm not sure what they're putting the water down here, John, but it seems like they don't have a lot of down years here for North Greene.
They always have height, Charlie. I don't know how you have a town the size of Whitehall and the surrounding area where you always have at least one guy that's at least 6'8". I mean, and that's been pretty true the majority of the time that Brett Berry's been here.
Got some pretty good size and some really good teams. And that team last year, again, they were 23 and 6 with the Hopper boys helping them lead the way there. They were an extremely fun team to watch, and really one of the better teams in the area a season ago. And so, these are the guys. A lot of them are the ones who played some minutes last year. Lawson and Hostman both played quite a bit, as did Van Meter coming in off the bench for the squad from North Greene last year. But other than that, not a lot of varsity experience. But when you take a look at who they were having to guard in practice a year ago, John, these guys really got tested day in and day out in the practice gym. Yeah,
they definitely would have gotten good reps in there. And I expect them to be a team that's on the rise, and expect them to probably be over 500 when we see them again at the Winchester tournament.
If you are Pittsfield, this starts a stretch tonight in a game that you would think you have a pretty good chance to compete in. A tough one next week on a rare Thursday night matchup, I do believe on the 20th, is the matchup against Pleasant Plains. And then their lineup, or their schedule of games goes Rockridge at the Macomb tournament. Win or lose, they would play the team that won or lost in the matchup between Canton and Monmouth-Roseville, and then the rest of the Macomb tournament, which is always very tough. When you come out of the new year, Brad Tomei has not done himself any favors in the way they set up the schedule, and it's been very tough the last couple of years, but pretty tough this year when you think about they'll go against Minden Unity, who always plays very, very well. They'll play against Quincy Notre Dame, then Rushville, the Jerseyville tournament that will feature some of the bigger schools that the Sockies will play throughout the season at Camp Point Central. Then they'll host Petersburg Porta. They'll be home against Payson Seymour. They'll play Brown County as well. Then in the KJ shootout, the day after the Brown County game, they play La Salette Academy, who's led by a 6'11 junior named Yevis Nakomba. So that'll be a tough matchup for the Sockies. Then they play Beardstown, who's a very scrappy team. Western, who's got a nice squad again this year. Calhoun, who's got really good size. And then Liberty, who should be firing on all cylinders by that point of the season. So, you talk about this as the just the second week of December, as we're nearing the end of the second week of December. So early on in the basketball season, kinda, but those games are coming like a freight train running downhill, and the Sakis have a pretty tough go of it. So they're wanting to claim any victory they can in this one tonight, a game they should have a chance to be very competitive in. We're here on the pregame show. Glad you're alongside. Let's pause for a timeout. Hear from some of our sponsors. We'll talk more about the matchup as Pittsfield takes on North Greene here in Whitehall. We're back with you after this.
Financial, we know everyone's situation is unique, and we believe that even the biggest goals start with simple steps. So when it comes to protecting the things you love and planning for the future, don't get overwhelmed. Get started today with John Hibbert, your Country Financial agent in Camp Point, Illinois. That's John Hibbert, your Country Financial agent. Call 217-593-6819. John Hibbert, Country Financial, 217-593-6819. When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday, and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
We welcome you back on the broadcast tonight. Glad you're with us. John and Charlie Hull with you here on Central Illinois Sports. Again, if you're tuning in tonight on YouTube, we invite you to subscribe to the YouTube page, and that way you can get an update every time we go live here on Central Illinois Sports with video streaming. Glad to be here at North Greene High School. This gym, John, has aged just a little bit, but still a pretty new gym as far as the area is concerned, and one that's hosted some sectionals at the 1A and 2A level, and this is
sometimes in the same year.
That's right, and this is really a place, though, that has become a tough place to play, and a lot of it is because of the way Brett Berry coaches and the way that he gets his team energized each and every night.
He's an energetic little fella, isn't he, Charlie? I had a coach a few years ago. I went down and asked for his starters, and he said, I'd just like to have one guy that was taller than me. Well, Brett Berry doesn't have anybody taller than him. His teams are probably in trouble because that means everybody's below about 5'6". But he is extremely energetic, and he really gets them hyped up and ready to play, and he really coaches the game very well, uses his timeouts well, prepares his team extremely well.
Definitely a guy who's done a good job, and when you talk about the way he came into this program, you follow a legend in Marty Rhodes, who coached through the 2005 season and finished with 309 wins, 125 losses. That's a tough guy to follow, and you know that first year, 5-20, didn't go so well, but after that, 15-16, 16-14, 19-8, 17-9, 19-10, 11-18, 19-9, 18-13, 13-16, 12-15, 19-9, and then last year, 23-6, their best season they've had so far under head coach Brett Berry. But he's a guy who, as you talked about, the preparation he puts forth to help his teams be ready each and every night. And really the thing that probably impresses me the most is some of the things he gets out of kids that other coaches probably would overlook, and the roles he allows them to play and how they grow throughout their careers here. Very, very impressive. I can think of a young man in the Guthrie boy who wasn't the fastest young man, but Brett Berry looked and said, he's 6'6", we better figure out a way to get him to play. Played him a lot at the junior varsity level, and by the time his senior season came around, he was a key player on that team.
Yeah, he really does get a lot out of his players, And Charlie, I sometimes wonder if a guy like Brett Berry, who is probably I don't know this for sure. Maybe he was a tremendous player in basketball, but I'm going to guess he probably wasn't because he's not very tall. Probably a lot of the time it's those guys that really had to work for everything they had that understand how to get those guys that have to work for everything they have and get everything out of them.
And he's got a couple of assistant coaches who are former players, and Scott Caristi and Reed Reston, and both those guys were very, very good. Reston had a tremendous career on the high school and college level both, and Caristi could really shoot it from the outside. Good to see them on the bench. And if you take a look across the way at Brad Tomhave's bench, he's got a former player in Jordan Cawthon and one who's a little tied up right now in Bradley Wassel, who's usually on that bench. And then I don't think Todd Plattner ever played for Brad Tomhave. I think
maybe the other way around.
Could have been the other way around. And Scott Bacon, nobody's really sure how old he is. So
it's a mystery.
Hey, we're glad both those guys are there as well. North Greene won the junior varsity contest. 60-51 was the final in that game. As the Spartans won that contest. Not a huge crowd on hand, but this gym is deceivingly big. So it is a gym that holds a few more fans than a lot of the places in the area. So even a pretty good crowd can look small here at North Greene.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be very many people here from Whitehall tonight. I'm not sure if there's a lot going on in town. Maybe there's a chicken dinner somewhere that they forgot to tell us about. But yeah, not a tremendous crowd tonight. I've certainly seen better. But the North Greene Spartans come in at 3-4, a little under 500 right now, and win a couple games, and this community will get energized and be back out to watch them again.
They won the consolation championship in their own tournament. They will play in the Christmas break. They actually have a little time off, and they'll play at the Winchester tournament, and then later on in the season they'll play at the Beardstown tournament that takes place in the latter part of January. So that'll be the tournaments this season for North Greene, and then of course they play the WIBC schedule. It's always a tough round, and this year in the WIBC, you look around and you see Triopia and West Central probably the two teams that are really going to be the ones to beat, and both of them are pretty darn good, John.
Yeah, they're both pretty impressive, and Triopia sends two guards that are as good as about anybody in the area, and West Central just sends everyone at you. I'm not sure. They play so stinking fast, I don't know how anybody stays with them.
Triopia claimed the 1 seed at the Winchester tournament, and West Central's the 3 seed. But at Waverly, West Central is the 1 seed, and Triopia is the 2 seed. So kind of interesting. Those teams can match up quite a few times this season. They're going to have the national anthem. We'll pause for a break here. Back with you after this.
On You is celebrating 13 years as your source for school spirit wear. They can personalize varsity jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, flags, and more. Show your school pride with a bumper sticker or window decal from Press Yours On You. Visit their online store at www.pressyoursonyou.com or visit them on Facebook. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood on Highway 24 in Camp Point. Call 593-6031. Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
I believe that was the United States Army Chorus with our national anthem tonight, and they did a pretty good job, John. It's kind of hard to even know they were here.
It was hard to know I was here for a second. They did a great job, too bad they weren't here. Would have been more exciting if they would have been.
Jerry Reno's on the mic, and that must mean we're live from Whitehall, Illinois, and the North Greene Spartans and Pittsfield Sockies going to head. The Sockies are the visiting team, 3-5. Their lineup tonight looks like this. At a guard is the 6'2 junior Cooper Priest. At another guard, the 5'10 senior Jack Palmer. And the third guard is the 5'11 sophomore Cade Tomhave. Out of forward, he's a 6'2 senior Isaac Shaw. And at the other forward, the 6'6 junior Will Guthrie. Guthrie, Shaw, Tom Have, Palmer, and Priest for the Sockies. For North Greene, Brett Berry, their head coach, 3-4 on the season. Their lineup looks like this tonight. At a guard, a 6'2 junior Keaton Brown. At another guard, the 5'10 senior Jason Brandon. And at the third guard spot is the 6'2" senior Carter Hostman. Out of forward, he's a 6' senior Caden Heberling. And at the other forward, the 6'3 senior Justin Lawson. Lawson, Heberling, Hostman, Brannon, and Brown for the North Greene Spartans. The Sockies are without Jonathan Thomas tonight as he suffered an injury in the game against Greggsville Ferry on Tuesday night, and we wish him the best and hope that he gets back soon.
Yeah, he'd been really giving them some good minutes. Had started, I believe, the last 2 games, and he's not going to probably be a scorer, Charlie, but he was playing his role very well.
Yes, he was. They are finishing up the lineups here at North Greene High School. Our referees are Billy Hickox, John Deering, and Steve Keene, a veteran officiating crew here. North Greene, we told you, has some size to come in off the bench, and the 6'9 junior Will Killian and the 6'7 senior Michael Castleberry, so we'll see how they factor in tonight.
They're not small in the starting lineup either. They're just not as tall as that.
Well, pretty good size throughout. Guthrie is in the center circle to jump for the Sockies. They wear the red uniforms with the black numbers and white trim. North Greene in the home whites with the white lettering and blue outline on those, and a little different look for the uniforms. John Ray Deering, our head official, steps into the center circle, gives some last-moment instructions to both the young men. The tip is up and controlled by the Sockies as Palmer grabs the ball and brings it towards the front court for Pittsfield. Gets it to Tom Have against the zone defense of North Greene to start tonight. Left side, Priest behind the arc. Looks to give it to Palmer. Palmer going to drive the lane, gets to the rim, runner up right hand, good. And an early 2-0 advantage for the Sockies on the Trash Queen scoreboard. 7:40 to play in the first as Pittsfield capitalized on their first possession of the night. Here's the ball stolen away by Guthrie as the pass from Heberling was behind the man. Gets it to Priest. Top of the key, Tom Have. Looks inside, now back to Priest on the wing right side. 2-0 Pittsfield on the attack following the turnover by the Spartans. Priest looking to get somebody open to Shaw. Right back to Priest. Priest is going to kick it off to Guthrie, who drives in. Floater up good. And it's 4-0 Pittsfield as the Sockies come out of the gate with 2 quick baskets. In the backcourt with the basketball, helping bring it up is Heberling. He looks to bring it across. Still back there along with Hostman. They get it across the half-court line to Brown. Brown spins away from his man, loses his footing. Kicks the ball back out front to Heberling. Between the circles, Hostman. 6:55 to play in the first. A 4-0 advantage for the Sockies here. Left wing, Heberling lets the man run through the screen. Looked out top, couldn't find him. Now tries to lob down low, and Priest is going to be called for the hold.
That'll be Cooper Priest's first foul and the team first against Pittsfield. Ball to bounce to North Greene underneath the basket. His man had beat him, and he just grabbed a hold of him to keep him from scoring the easy 2.
Hostman to trigger it in for the Spartans. Looking here, close to 5, throws it out front. The ball is grabbed by Brannon. Brannon spins away from the man, looks right side, Heberling. Top of the key to Brown. Brown with the ball to Brannon on the wing left side. He'll put it on the bounce with the right hand. Out back front to Brown. To Hostman, who will set it up. The 6'2 senior Carter Hostman played a lot last year. 6:25 to play in the first. Brannon with it left side. He was not a young man that saw a lot of playing time. He'll look for an opening. Now back to Heberling. Heberling wants to reset the offense. Out near the volleyball spike line to Brown. Free throw line with it is Lawson. Going to try a turnaround move. Shot no good. Rebound down to Guthrie. Had it slapped away from behind. Picking it up, putting it in is Lawson. And North Greene gets the steal and the basket as Guthrie took it down to the hip. The man knocked it away from behind and got the easy 2. 5:55 to play in the first. Out top, Shaw with the basketball. Looks in the paint. Couldn't find an opening to Tom Have. Back out front to Palmer. Palmer will pass it right side, Priest. Priest with the basketball high above his head, throws it behind Guthrie, who had already cut to the basket and straight out of bounds. Turnover the second of the night by the Sockies. 5:44 to play in the first, 4-2 Pittsfield, but North Greene with the basketball on the sideline right underneath of us as we're high atop this North Greene gymnasium in the Crow's Nest. Heberling with the ball near the half-court line that sports the Letters here for North Greene High. Drives in, shot up too hard. Rebound fought for. Heberling got it back. He'll go back up and miss it again. Rebound loose on the floor. Brannon grabs the ball. Now it's knocked loose in a scrum and stolen away by Tom Have. He'll push into the front court. Tom Have had the ball bounce strangely on him. Gets it to Guthrie in the lane, who lays it up and in. Good patience by Tom Have and good job by Guthrie to run the floor. Makes the score 6-2 Sockies, tying their largest lead of the night on the Trash Queen scoreboard. 5:11 to play in the first. Eberling with it in the backcourt. Works off of a tough screen. Down to Brannon. Brannon had the ball knocked loose. Run down on the right side by Brown. Brown with the fadeaway jump shot. It's an air ball. Rebound secured by nobody so far. Priest touched it, and then the ball was out of bounds. He could not grab it. Brad Tomei trying to get his young men to grab the ball with two hands when they get that rebound and really secure the ball. 4:58 to play in the first underneath the North Greene. Hostman to throw it in. Does so on the wing left side. Brown out top to Brannon, back to Brown. Fakes now, drives middle, and is fouled by Priest.
That'll be Cooper Priest's second foul and the team's second against Pittsfield. It'll be a ball out of bounds underneath the basket, or out to the side, underneath the basket to North Greene. And Priest coming out as Van Winkle will come in. Bench a little shorter tonight without Thomas. And then, of course, still without Noah Gay. He's been out with an injury since the beginning of the year.
Taylor Gage has checked into the game, a 5'10 sophomore for North Greene. Also in is, well, that's just Lawson down there in the paint. So Gage the only change. Out between the circles, Brown looks down low to Gage in the corner to Hostman. Hostman will throw it out top. Swing it around to Gage. Gage between the circles to Hostman. Hostman patient with it. Also Colin Van Meter into the game, the 6'1 junior. 4:24 to play in the first. 6-2 is the advantage for Pittsfield. Hostman works the lob pass down low, picked off by Palmer. Palmer on the run into the front court. Wants to push the tempo, doesn't have the numbers. Now he'll try to drive into the rim. Pass out to Guthrie, down to, or I should say to Van Winkle. Quick pass to Guthrie, and a foul called underneath by the squad from North Greene.
Foul going to be called on Justin Lawson. That'll be his first and the team first against North Greene. Ball out of bounds underneath the basket to Pittsfield.
Palmer to throw it in. Looks for Shaw, who's spun free. Goes down, comes up with a shot, no good. Rebound secured by Lawson. He'll throw a long pass into the front court and out of bounds, so a turnover by North Greene. They're fourth in the early going. 4 minutes to play in the first. 6-2 advantage for Pittsfield. On the Trash Queen scoreboard. Trash Queen, for your residential or commercial trash pickup needs, call the Trash Queen. Check them out on Facebook. Lots of great rates, and they can really help serve you. Van Winkle into Guthrie. Guthrie banged around there, puts up a floater, won't fall. And on the rebound, a hold going to be called against Van Meter as Shaw was trying to get away and could not do so.
That will be Van Meter's first and the team second against North Greene. Ball out of bounds, length of the court to go for Pittsfield. Excuse me, no, ball out of bounds under the basket for Pittsfield.
Palmer to inbound for the Sockies. Looking, throws a pass that is thrown right away to Van Meter. Van Meter on the steal, run out into the front court, runner up high glass is no good. Guthrie grabs the board. Outlet pass goes to Palmer. Palmer takes it into the front court. On the bounce, gets it into Guthrie. Guthrie going to try to catch and square. Puts up a little jumper and finds the bottom of the net. Will Guthrie has 6 of the Sockies' 8 and makes it a 6-point advantage for Pittsfield. 3:27 to play in the first. Here's a pass into the front court to Lawson. Nice catch. Cross-court pass goes to Brown. Brown patient with it. Now he throws it away. Does Van Meter. Palmer with the steal. Layup, other end, good. And a 10-2 advantage for the Sockies and a timeout taken by the Spartans. We'll pause as well. 3:16 to play in the first. 10-2. Pittsfield on top. Back with you after this.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Sockies have turned North Greene over 5 times now, and that has allowed them to score some points here and take this 10-2 advantage. 3:16 to play in the first, and Brett Berry took the timeout on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Trash Queen 3-2-0, 43-20. Bringing it toward the front court for North Greene is Gage. He'll work at left side, Hostman. Out between the circles to Brown. Now on the right side over to Gage. Gage tries to drive, got his man off of his feet, rises, shoots, can't get the fall. Rebound, put back, no good by Lawson, who really does a nice job to get positions on the board. He's fouled on the putback by Guthrie.
That'll be Will Guthrie's first and the team third. It'll be Lawson to the free throw line shooting a pair. He's got the only 2 points of the night for North Greene, and he's shooting 2. 10-2 the score, 2:59 to go in the first quarter of play. First one up by Lawson is good. Pittsfield with the lead. Make it 10-3 on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Lawson's second is up and also good. Give him 4, and North Greene Spartans 4.
10-4 score, 2:55 to play in the first. 1-2-2 zone now for North Greene. Tomei with the ball, right wing to Van Winkle. Van Winkle will be patient with it there. Out to Tomei, between the circles, Palmer. Looks on the left side over to Shaw. Shaw in the paint, can't find anything. They swing it around, Palmer to Tomei. Bounce pass right side, Guthrie. Skips it across to Palmer. Looks to Tom Have, top of a key 3, shot too long. Rebound pulled in by Van Meter.
His first.
Outlet pass goes to Brown into the front court. Brown on a pull-up shot from the free throw line. He finds the bottom of the net. North Greene fighting right back into this one. Little 4-0 run following the timeout by their coach, Brett Berry. 2:19 to play in the first. The score now 10-6. Palmer with the basketball for the Sakis. Not closely guarded there by Gage. He'll work it on the right wing over to Van Winkle. Van Winkle takes one dribble, now has to clear it back out to Tom Have. Not a lot of movement right now for the Sakis against the zone from North Greene. They'll have to hit some outside shots to bring North Greene out of that zone, and that's not been the Sakis' friend here as of late. Palmer has it in the corner, fakes the 3. Looks for an opening, works it into Shaw at the free throw line. High ball sweep, shot put up no good, out of bounds as the block goes there. And it will remain Saki ball underneath.
Yeah, got to either hit those 3-pointers or get the zone moving around and burn their legs out.
Ball out of bounds underneath the Pittsfield. Palmer to throw it in. He'll lob it into Van Winkle. To Guthrie in the paint. Turns, shoots. Little right-hand hook. Scores. He's got, 8?
He's got 8.
8 of the Sakis, 12, but it's a 12-6 score.
Palmer with the other 4.
1:39 to play in the first. Guthrie's got good touch from about 8 foot in. And we're not really sure about other than that because he doesn't shoot many outside of there. Here's a attempted drive to the basket by Brown, knocked away, stolen away. Guthrie with the steal. He'll push it ahead to Palmer. Palmer's got a 3-on-2, wants to attack, drives in, lost his footing, and he'll turn it over. Stolen away the other way by Gage. His runner is up and good.
Gage has 2.
And makes it 12-8 with 1:09 to play in the first. Palmer just had the feet go out from under him down there. Must be a slick spot on the court. Palmer to Tom Have. Tom Have patient with the ball. Out between the circles to Van Winkle. 55 ticks to play in the first. 12-8 the score for the Sakis. Down low to Guthrie. Shoots, misses, fouled. He'll shoot 2.
They'll either be Heberling or Lawson. I believe it's Lawson, but we'll see. It will be Lawson's. I have that to be Lawson's second. Yeah, Lawson's second, team third. And Guthrie to the free throw line shooting a pair. First 2 free throws of the night for Pittsfield. 12-8 the score, 51.8 seconds to go in the first quarter. First one up by Guthrie is going to give him 9.
So Lawson will sit down, and into the game is the 6'7 senior, Michael Castleberry.
That'd be a rough thing to have. Next one up and good by Guthrie. Give him 10 of the Sakis 14.
It's a 6'7 man to bring in off the bench, you mean?
Yeah.
48 seconds to play in the first. Van Meter with the ball in the backcourt. Saki's trying to trap him along the sideline. He gets away from it. Off to Brown. Brown knifes the lane. Left wing finds Hostman. Check that's Heberling. Heberling now to Gage. Gage with it with 33 seconds to play in the first. Gage is the sophomore, 5'10". Works the ball out on the left side to Heberling. Free throw line turnaround shot by the new man Castleberry. Got the high bounce and it fell through. And makes it a 14-10 score with 20 seconds to play in the first. So Castleberry comes in and gets his first basket quickly. Sakis with a chance to beat the buzzer. 10 seconds. Palmer, Tom Have. Looks down low. Now back to Palmer on the wing. Fakes the 3 to Tom Have with 5. Looks in, throws it away. Ball turned over. Van Meter with the steal. He'll drive in. Runner-up is no good at the buzzer. The Sakis dodge a bullet there with that late turnover. After a quarter, it's Pittsfield 14. North Greene 10. Back with second quarter play-by-play after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
Well, Pittsfield jumped out to a big lead early, but North Greene's cut it to 4 here after 1 quarter, and John's got to look at shooting percentages.
North Greene shooting 4 of 11 from the floor, 36%. Yet to shoot a three-pointer, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. For Pittsfield, they are 6 of 10, 60%, 0 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
At halftime, Quincy Notre Dame leads Camp Point Central 25-7 as the Panthers missed 16 of 18 shots in the first half.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's a pretty good Panthers team, too.
Starting to get their basketball legs under them. 14-10 Pittsfield here, but North Greene with the chance to make it a one-possession game. They'll send to the court Gage, Hostman, along with Braden Wyatt, who's checked in for the first time, Castleberry, and the 5th man is Van Meter. Wyatt works the ball between the circles. Hostman down low. Castleberry. Turnaround shot no good, but there hustling after the board was Gage. He'll work it back into Castleberry. Turnaround shot no good, but fouled by Guthrie.
That'll be Guthrie's second and the team 4th. And it'll be Castleberry to the free throw line shooting a pair. He's got 2 points. 14-10 the score. 7:44 to go in the first half of play. Guthrie with his second foul, so you have to think he'll be sitting down for a little bit. First one up by Castleberry, no good. Into the game is going to be coming freshman Carter Klatt.
Well, they wanted to bring Noah Petty in, but it appears he has a nosebleed, so Carter Klatt, the freshman, will check in for the first time in his varsity career.
And I'm not sure what's... Yeah, he turned around to put Petty in, and Petty was like, Coach, I don't think I can go in right now. Rebound as the second one was missed to Isaac Shaw, his first.
Palmer with the basketball for the Sockies. 14-10 advantage for Pittsfield. 7:33 to play in the half. Palmer to Van Winkle left side. Now between the circles, Palmer now to Tom Have on the wing. Looks down low, nothing going. Tries to get it into Klatt. Klatt gets the ball back out to Palmer. Palmer for a 3. Good from downtown. Good inside out motion for the Sockies. Palmer was 7 and makes it a 17-10 advantage for Pittsfield on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Gage with it on the bounce. He'll leave it off to Hostman. Right wing over to Van Meter. Van Meter off the screen. Left side, here's the 3 on the way by Wyatt to try to answer, no good. And Palmer's got another board, his 3rd. He'll push the ball into the front court. Oh, he had at least 1 rebound earlier, John. He'll try the crossover, and then he nearly threw it away, but ran it back down as Wyatt nearly had the steal to Tom Have. Back out front, Palmer. Left wing to Van Winkle. 6:47 to play in the second. 17-10 the advantage for the Sockies, looking to add to it here. Palmer, who hit the 3 a moment ago. Left side to Van Winkle. Into Klatt. Klatt squares, gets the man off of his feet. Now to Van Winkle, whose little floater is way short. Rebound down to Shaw. He'll put it up, no good. Got his own rebound again. Put it back up, and good. Got hit, no call, but a 19-10 lead for the Sockies. Their largest of the contest with 6:23 to play in the half. Right side with the basketball, Van Meter for North Greene. Looking down low for the big boy. Palmer knocks it away, and he will nearly get the steal. Tied up. Palmer fights out of the scrum with it. Pushes into the front court and is fouled by Van Meter. What hustle shown by Palmer here.
Van Meter's second, team 4th. It'll be ball out of bounds to Pittsfield on the far sideline, I believe. Far sideline, near sideline. No, nobody set up anywhere. Okay, far sideline. There we go. In the front court. 19-10 the score, 6:10 to go in the first half of play. Pittsfield with the 9-point lead, biggest of the night right now.
What hustle by Palmer that time, though, to get that ball, and
kept fighting to get the steal. Finally got it, then got fouled.
Tom Have in the corner to Shaw. Looking for Palmer on the wing right side. Out front, Van Winkle to Tom Have. Had trouble with the catch. Still going to fire the 3. It's too long. Palmer there for the rebound. Trying to go up with it. Fades away, no good. And the rebound pulled in by Castleberry and fouled by Shaw.
That'll be Shaw's first and the team 5th. 19-10 the score. Pittsfield with the lead still. 5:53 to go in the first half of play. North Greene with the ball length of the court to go.
5:50 to play in the second, as John told you. Gage out front to Brown. They'll swing it around left side to Braden Wyatt, the 5'10 junior, had a big JV game. Ball works down low to Brown. Brown will throw it out front. Now they'll swing it around to Brandon. Left side to Wyatt. Wyatt between the circles clears it off to Gage. 5:30 to play in the second. Castleberry. He's going to try to attack. Shot up no good. Fouled by Shaw with the body.
Shaw's second, team sixth. Petty coming in as he's gotten his nosebleed under control. Castleberry shooting a pair once again. He's 0 for 2 from there. He's got 2 points. 19-10 the score. Pittsfield with the lead. First one up by Castleberry is good.
So the Sockies have 6 fouls called on them. 2 on Shaw, 2 on Guthrie, 2 on Priest.
It's a lot of their height and length, isn't it? And they still lead 19-11. Second one by Castleberry is up and good. Give him 4. I was going to say if he shoots the next two, those two, like he did the first two, maybe we're going to have to play a hack-a-shack game, but he looked pretty confident there.
He'll sit down as Lawson's back in for North Greene. 5:23 to play in the half. 19-12 advantage for Pittsfield. Sockies have the basketball, wearing the red away uniforms tonight. Palmer finds Tom Have right side, looks out top to Palmer. Now to Klatt at the free throw line to Tom Have. Down low Petty. Petty going to put up a shot, no good. As it was blocked and the board comes away to Wyatt. Wyatt pushes it into the front court for North Greene. Out front with it to Brown. Inside to Heberling, whose shot is put up and no good. Check that was Lawson. Long rebound came out to Wyatt. And a foul going to be called underneath against one of the Sockies. And it looked to be Tom Have. Or Palmer. Palmer here.
Will be Palmer's first and the team 7th. 1-1 for Braden Wyatt. He's looking for his first point of the night. 19-12 the score. Pittsfield with the lead. 4:57 to go in the first half of play on the Trash Queen scoreboard. First one up is good for Wyatt. Give him the bonus. Makes it 19-13.
Priest going to check back in on the next dead ball.
His second attempt up, no good. Rebound comes down to Van Winkle, his first.
Just under 5 minutes to play in the half. 19-13, the lead for Pittsfield. A critical stretch here. And the Sockies can maintain this lead without Guthrie or Shaw in the game, who lead them in scoring this season. Palmer, right side, Tom Have, and a foul called underneath against Noah Petty.
Petty's first, team 8th. That's going to be the 6th turnover, and sometimes you find a foul because you're looking for one.
Klatt down, Priest back into the game for the Sockies. North Greene basketball trying to cut this one a little closer. 4.5 minutes to play in the second. They trail by 6. Out top with it, Gage. Gage will pass it off on the right side to Lawson. Tries the baseline move in against Petty. Gets down low, left wing over to Wyatt, and 3 seconds going to be called against North Greene.
8th turnover against North Greene.
You don't see the 3-second call much. But we just saw it there, folks. It's as rare as Sasquatch. 4:20 to play in the second.
Have they changed the signal for the 3-second, Charlie? It used to be this, but everybody's been calling it this way this year.
Good,
I know
good
no
hand
one,
signals.
I know no one can see it. I'm sorry. Used to be an underhand 3, and
Down low Priest wide open as he's spun free.
he's got 2.
Timeout North Greene as the Sockies are on top by 8 again, 21-13. A timeout here, 4:05 to play in the second, 21-13. Pittsfield on top, back with you on the other side of this 30-second break.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
4:05 to play in the half, 21-13. The advantage for the Sockies on top of North Greene on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Trash Queen looking to serve you for all your trash pickup needs. If you've got a construction project coming up, they've got those dumpsters to be able to serve you as well. Give them a call, 217-320-4320. That's 320-4320 for Trash Queen.
They have the very distinctive pink trash cans, Charlie.
That they do. It'll be North Greene ball coming out of the timeout as Brett Berry called his second of the night.
See if they can react like they did the last time when they really cut into the Socky lead with a couple of quick baskets.
Walking it toward the front court is Brown. Works Works it left side, Gage. Gage between the circles to Wyatt. Wyatt back to Gage on the wing in the corner, and 3 seconds called.
Nice turnover against North Greene.
Honestly, not a rare call at all. We see it all the time.
I think it's the third time this year we've seen it. Two times in the last 2 trips down the court.
At least the second time. 3:48 to play in the second quarter. It's as rare as seeing Gary Mendenhall caught working. Out top, Tom Hay in the corner to Palmer. Palmer had a ball tip. It comes free to Priest. He puts a dribble down, banged around in the paint. Shot up no good, but he's fouled and he'll shoot a pair.
Priest to the free throw line looking for his 3rd and 4th points of the night. Foul called against Wyatt. It'll be his 1st and the team 5th against North Greene.
3:37 to play in the half. 21-13 the advantage for the Sockies, and Priest's first one is too hard. Trio of men in for North Greene, Heberling, along with Hostman, and the third man back into the contest for the Spartans is Van Meter.
Priest is going to get his 2nd attempt. It's up and it's good. Make him 1 for 2, give him 3 points.
22-13 the lead, a 9-point advantage for the second time tonight, ties their biggest lead. 3:30 to play in the half. Left wing with it is Heberling. He'll try the baseline move against Petty. Ball comes out front to Brown. Brown back to Heberling in the corner, turns down the 3. Out front to Hostman. Hostman between the circles, Van Meter. He's patient with it. To Hostman between the circles. Through a pass that was a little wide for Brown. Brown gathers, now drives baseline. Ball poked away. He's caught in the lane. Has to get out of there before 3 seconds is called. Kicks it out right side to Heberling, who airballs, and Palmer has the board. Into the front court. He threw it away as Van Meter swiped it out of the air. Hostman into the front court. Heberling. Sockies trying to get in a little too much of a hurry that time. Can North Greene make that hurt as they try to claw their way back into this contest with 2:50 to play in the second? Double team comes the way of Brown. Spins away, works at right wing to Hostman. Hostman has it knocked loose by Palmer. He's then checked into the boards. And the ball out of bounds to North Greene.
Looked like a solid body check that time, didn't it?
2:44 to play in the half. 22-13 advantage for the Sockies. Inbounds pass comes to Brown. Right side, Hostman. He and Brown stand about in the same spot near the sideline. A dangerous place to stand. Left wing, Van Meter. Van Meter out to Hostman. Hostman with the basketball with 2:30 to play in the half. Going to try to work down low and fouled from behind by Van Winkle. 1-1 coming up for Brown.
Van Winkle's first, team 9th. Brown to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He'll be shooting 1-1. He's got 2 points. 22-13 the score. Pittsfield with the 9-point lead. 2:28 to go in the first half of play. Keaton Brown shooting 1-1 for North Greene. And the crowd goes silent. First one up is a little long, no good. A rebound comes down to Priest, his first.
Off the Palmer's full speed ahead into the front court. He looks to work the ball out front and nearly lost it in the backcourt with nobody guarding him. To Tom Have right side, who's not been able to find his shot from beyond the arc. 2:13 to play in the second quarter. The right wing deep in the corner to Palmer. Palmer skips it across to Van Winkle. Down low, Petty. Petty with a patient move. He'll put up a shot, won't roll through. Rebound is pulled in and tucked like a running back that time by Brown. Into the front court right side, Van Meter going to fire up a 3, no good. Heberling's there for the weak side rebound. Put back won't fall. Priest another board. His second to Tom Have. 1:49 to play in the second quarter. Still a 22-13 advantage for the Sockies. Palmer, lob pass down low, overthrew Priest. Stole one away. Turnover number 8 by Pittsfield. Think about if they could have cut that number in half. Here's a 3 on the way right side, no good. Palmer going to grab the board for the Sockies and dribble out of there with it. He's got a one-on-one against Heberling. Drives in, shot up. No good.
Could have been a foul.
It'll be ball out of bounds underneath to the Sockies. Back into the contest will come Taylor Gage. He will replace Keaton Brown for North Greene. 1:29 to play in the half. 22-13 advantage for Pittsfield. Trying to extend here. Palmer looks, gets it into Priest to Petty right side. Petty says, what am I doing with it all the way out here?
I'm not shooting it from there.
Palmer in the corner. Between the circles, Tom Have with 1:20 to play in the half. Palmer gets it back on the right wing. Looking for a screen and a foul going to be called underneath against Lawson, his third.
That'll be Lawson's third, team 6th, and it'll be ball out of bounds to Pittsfield. He didn't necessarily do a lot. I think Tom Have made it look worse than it was. and he drew the foul because of it. Castleberry going to come back in as Lawson will sit down with his third foul and have to think he'll be out for a while. Coach Brett Berry is unhappy with that call. He's still talking to the referee. They're chatting.
I'm not sure if Cade Tommy tried out for the drama production, but he had a pretty good acting job that time that picked up Lawson's third foul. Tommy slings it over to Van Winkle. In the corner, Palmer going to fire the three. Side of the backboard, no good. Rebound down to North Greene. Into the front court, Van Meter on the run out. Throws it up with the left hand, won't fall. Rebound down to Van Winkle for the Sockies. Under a minute to play in the half. 22-13 advantage for Pittsfield on the Trash Queen scoreboard. And the Sockies will slow it down here and try to get a good possession in the last 50 seconds of this first half. Tom Have to Palmer in the corner right side. Out top to Tom Have to Van Winkle. We've got Palmer as the runner underneath. He'll get it in the corner now on the left wing. To Van Winkle, into Priest, down to Petty. Good ball movement. Petty's shot is off the mark. Rebound tipped and pulled down by Gage. Gage will drive into the front court. Right side to Hostman. Top of the key, Van Meter. In the corner to Castleberry, who fires up an ill-advised three. No good. With 20 seconds to play in the half, the Sockies will have the board as Cooper Priest ran down the rebound. 10 seconds now as Palmer brings it into the front court. Left side, Van Winkle. In the corner, Petty. Off to Palmer. Top of the key, Tom Have. And a foul called against one of the Sockies on an illegal screen here with 5 seconds to play in the half. Priest, his third.
Priest third, team 10th. 9th turnover against Pittsfield, and they've caught North Greene now, 9 apiece.
They won't get a sub in for Priest. 5 seconds. Have the ball. Here's a volleyball line shot by Van Meter. No good. Rebound tipped around. Had there been another second on the clock, Castleberry might have been able to secure the board. But as it is, it's a halftime lead for Pittsfield, 22-13 over North Greene. A break here. We'll have halftime statistics coming your way on the other side of this timeout.
When you're way out on the farm right in the middle of harvest, there's nobody watching. No audience, no crowd. The only bright lights beam from a combine. They're not pointing at you. All that's here is a field. It may not look like a place of glory, but there's still a winner. There's still a score. For many farmers who planted Golden Harvest seed this year, victory is about to set in. Contact Golden Harvest Seed Advisor Steve Farlow now for the seed to make every acre count. Golden Harvest and Steve Farlow are proud to help sponsor Central Panther football. The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
22-13, the lead for the Pittsfield Sockies over the North Greene Spartans here at the halftime break, as the Sockies had a 14-10 lead after the first and used an 8-3 second quarter to extend the lead out to 9, which is their largest lead of the night. We've had no ties in the ball game, no lead changes either. Pittsfield has committed 9 turnovers, as has the North Greene Spartans, so both teams needing to cut down on that number here in the second half. Fouling situation, the Sockies called for an even 10, 3 on Cooper Priest, 2 fouls in the first half on Isaac Shaw and Will Guthrie, and then a single foul whistled against Griffin, Van Winkle, Jack Palmer, and Noah Petty. For North Greene, 6 team fouls. 3 of those, though, came on Justin Lawson, 2 on Colin Van Meter, 2 fouls, and then a single foul, I should say, on Braden Wyatt in the first half for the Spartans. It's a 22-13 lead for Pittsfield on the Trash Queen scoreboard here at halftime. We'll pause for a timeout. John will take a look at individual scoring, shooting percentages, and he'll tell his favorite Christmas story on the other side of this break.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
John Hull with your halftime stats.
The Pittsfield Sockies lead the North Greene Spartans 22-13 here at half. And first for North Greene, they finished the first half shooting 4 of 21 from the floor, 19%, 0 of 5 from 3, 5 of 9 from the free throw line, 55.5%. Led in scoring by 4 points apiece from Michael Castleberry and Justin Lawson, 2 points for Taylor Gage, and then 2 also for Keaton Brown, and then 1 point for Braden Wyatt in the first half to total out to their 13. For Pittsfield, they finished first half shooting 9 of 22 from the floor, 41%, 1 of 4 from 3, 25%. That made 3 from Jack Palmer. 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 75%. Led in scoring by 10 points from Will Guthrie, 7 from Jack Palmer, 3 from Cooper Priest, and then 2 points from Isaac Shaw to total out to their 22.
John?
My favorite Christmas story.
It was the night before Christmas?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Christmas is coming, though. We're about 11 days away. Ready or not, here it comes, and we invite you to shop local and support those local businesses who support your community the entire year. And lots of great offerings in and around the Pike County area, so definitely spend those dollars with the local folks. Some games that are in play. 5:07 left in the contest. Macomb on top of Liberty 38-32. We can also tell you Triopia and Carrollton are in a tight one at the half. 39-31, Triopia with the lead as Carrollton, a slow start to their season, but trying to hang right in there with one of the better teams in the area in the Triopia Trojans. We can also tell you that Central was defeated by QND 49-34 as Jalen Vance led the way for Camp Point Central with 11 points. At halftime, Beardstown is handling Brown County 45-25. Beardstown, a very aggressive, athletic squad this year. They really put a lot of pressure on teams, and it's been tough for some teams to really handle that pressure, and Brown County falling into that category here tonight. Also, Normal U High is up on Jacksonville High School 21-19 at the halftime of their contest. West Hancock leads Western 39-35 headed into the fourth quarter of play. So the Wildcats trying to pull an upset against West Hancock, who drew the number 1 seed in the Macomb tournament for the second straight year.
It's amazing how good Western plays West Hancock year in and year out, Charlie. Really impressive, as West Hancock has really been one of the top teams in the area for a long time, and Western always seems to play them tough.
That they do, John. That they do. Also a final. Orchard Farm beat Brussels tonight by the score of 66-20. So
I can honestly say I've never heard of Orchard Farm before. Where are they from?
They're next to a little apple orchard out on the farm. I couldn't honestly tell you. I'm going to assume somewhere in the St. Louis area.
I was assuming in Missouri and maybe a private school, but
you're just assuming, and that doesn't help you at all. Hey, the Winchester tournament's coming up that first Saturday of January, the Winchester Elementary Gym, and the matchups on that first day look like this. Number 1, Triopia will play number 9, Brown County, in what should be a good matchup. Number 8, Calhoun against number 16, Pleasant Hill. The 4-seed Porta AC Central will take on number 12 Greenfield Northwestern. In the fourth game of the day, number 5 Central will play this North Greene squad who drew the 13 seed. Then the number 2-seeded Payson Seymour Indians will play number 10 Carrollton. Route, the 7 seed, takes on Griggsville Perry, the 15 seed. It couldn't have worked out much better for the squad from West Central. They'll play in the 8 o'clock contest in their own tournament on the first day against Liberty, the 3 seed playing the 11 seed. Now it's a tougher matchup.
Do you think they did they politic for the
3 seed?
For the 3 seed, Charlie?
Well, they do have 3 losses on the year, but of course they were to Washington, Pekin, and a 5A school out of the St. Louis area. And then number 6 Western will play Rushville Industry in the nightcap. So lots of good matchups coming up from the Winchester Invitational Tournament after the first of the year. Here it is a 22-13 advantage for Pittsfield on top of North Greene. At the halftime break, a 30-second timeout here. We'll have second half play-by-play your way after this.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
Pittsfield will have the possession arrow to start the second half of play. On the Trash Queen scoreboard, it is an advantage for the Sockies of 22-13. Trash Queen for commercial or residential trash pickup. Call 217-320-4320. That's 320-4320 for Trash Queen, serving the entire area. About saw a young man take a tumble out of the bleachers.
As long as we don't see anybody take a tumble out of the crow's nest, we're okay, right?
We're high above the North Greene Spartan Dome? I don't know. What would you call it? Where does a Spartan live? A castle?
I'm not sure.
I've never really known a Spartan.
Sparta, I think.
Oh, nice little area in the Mediterranean. Hey, we're back to live action here to start the second half. Guthrie, Tom Have, Palmer, Shaw, and Van Winkle, the 5. Here's a lob down to Guthrie. He'll come down with it, had the ball swiped and stolen away.
10th turnover on Pittsfield.
As
keeps
Brown,
it up. Nobody. There's no way that guy's taking it from him.
Brown took the ball. He's out there along with Brannon. Lawson. Also Gage, and the 5th man is whom? Van Meter, it looks like, standing over in the corner. Heberlin, excuse me. Here's a little pick and roll action. Lawson on the floor after it. Slides, gets away with the travel to Gage, whose little turnaround shot's too hard. Guthrie grabs the board for the Sockies and then is fouled by Brown.
That'll be Brown's team first of the second half. Ball to bounce, length of the court to go for Pittsfield. And Coach Tom Have just told Will Guthrie, quit doing that.
Quit bringing it down.
You were 6'6", keep it high.
Chin it.
Yeah.
As they say. Your chin is a little higher than that. Palmer with it into the front court for the Sockies to Van Winkle left side. In the corner to Palmer. Palmer patient with the ball, looks down low, tries to force it in, and fouled from behind is Guthrie.
I believe that'll be Gage. We'll see.
No, I think it's going to be Heberling.
And it will be. Heberling's first, team second. Ball out of bounds to Pittsfield underneath the basket.
7:09 to play in the third. Lob pass into Guthrie. Comes down with it. Had it blocked. Ball loose. Run down by Van Winkle. No, he could not secure it. Turnover on the Sockies. Gage with the steal. His shot is up and no good. And they'll say that Shaw touched it last. Ball out of bounds for North Greene underneath their own hoop. Sloppy start to this second half for both teams. Spartans trailed 22-13. Heberling lobs it in to Lawson. Lawson puts up a shot against Van Winkle. No good, but a foul call.
And that'll be Griffin Van Winkle's second and the team first in the second half. To the free throw line goes Justin Lawson, shooting a pair. He's 2 for 2 from there. He's got 4 points. 22-13, the score, 9-point lead for Pittsfield. First one up, no good. 6:57 to go in the third quarter of play on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Second up, and it falls through as it bounces around. Give Lawson 5. Give North Greene 14.
22-14. 6:55 to play in the third on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Palmer with it. Needs to get away from the man. Close to 5. Bounce pass right wing goes to Van Winkle. And Winkle will take a single dribble to Palmer. Left wing over to Tom Have. Tom Have looks free throw line to Shaw. Tried to throw a quick pass that Guthrie is trying to still secure, and now it is finally a turnover.
12th turnover against Pittsfield. Third of the second half already.
Ugly. Into the front court, Brown. Runner up, no good. Rebound down to Van Winkle. Not a pretty game either way. Here's Palmer. Gonna drive in. Looks down low to Guthrie. Got blocked by the bottom of the backboard. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, missed it. He's still fighting for a board. Shaw comes out with it to Tom Hay. Palmer, left side, drives baseline. Floater up, right hand, no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be North Greene ball.
Guthrie got too far under the basket and just couldn't get it pulled back.
Good call. 6:09 to play in the third. Hit off the bottom of the backboard.
Twice.
Brannon into the front court. Brown. Brown gives it to Lawson. He had it knocked away. Now he's going to force one up, no good, but it's fouled by Shaw.
That'll be Shaw's third, team second. And to the free throw line goes Lawson again. He's 3 for 4 from there. He's got 5. He'll be shooting another 2. 22-14 the score. 5:58 to go in the third quarter of play. Pittsfield with the 8-point lead have yet to score in this third quarter. First one up for Lawson is good. Give him 6.
Shaw down. Priest back into the game.
Priest with 3 fouls also.
Saki's allowing North Greene to crawl back in it.
Lawson makes them both give him 7 and makes it 22-16.
Just under 6 minutes to play in the third. Palmer with the basketball for Pittsfield. Right side to Van Winkle. Van Winkle back out top near the half-court line to Palmer to Tom Have on the left wing. Looking in the middle, wasn't open. Gets it to Palmer to Priest. Priest is going to have the ball taken right away. Sakis are just weak with the ball right now.
13th turnover, 4th of the second half.
Brown runs over a man, then we'll see an offensive foul call.
Nobody wanted to call it, but they finally do. That'll be Brown's second, team third, 10th turnover. Nobody wanted to call the foul, whether it was a block or a charge, and that made the North Greene fans a little restless.
5:35 to play in the third. Palmer stood in to take the charge.
They're still talking.
Brett Berry just says, I got nothing problem with it. I got no problem with the call, but if somebody call it.
Yeah, it's if it takes you that long, why did you call it at all?
Palmer will bring it up for Pittsfield, still looking to score their first point of the third quarter. To Tom Have, left wing. Out top, Palmer. Palmer will take a single bounce, go in the corner to Van Winkle on the right side. Van Winkle to Palmer. Free throw line, Guthrie. And he's fouled.
Foul going to go against Brown, his third, team fourth. Ball out of bounds underneath the basket to Pittsfield. Coach Tom Have just said, what are we doing?
Inbounds pass comes to Priest. Tom Have. Foul. Underneath. Called against the Sakis. Guthrie.
It'll be Guthrie's third, team third. Ball out of bounds to Pittsfield, to North Greene underneath length of the court to go. 14th turnover against Pittsfield. 5 in the second half, and we're only 2 minutes and 48 seconds in.
Petty in as Guthrie takes a chair, so he and Shaw both on the bench with 3 fouls. Priest on the floor playing with 3 fouls. Brown off of the screen. Works back. Priest pokes it away. Tom Have with the steal. 2-on-1 into the front court. Tom Have to Priest, who goes up and scores. 2 long steps to the hoop that time by Priest.
Priest with 5. Foul.
Good thing he's long because he didn't ever dribble. He got the ball at about the free throw line and never dribbled. And good thing he's got long legs to be able to do that.
Brandon's first, team fifth already. Sakis have 5 turnovers. North Greene has 5 fouls in the half. Shot up. A little long, no good. Tipped up by Palmer, no good.
And the rebound down to Brown. 4:50 to play in the third. Brandon with it left wing. Fouled by Tom Have.
That'll be Tom Have's first, and the team fourth against Pittsfield. Ball out of bounds along the sideline in the front court. 24-16 the score. Pittsfield with the lead.
There's going to be some free throws shot in the second half of this game.
Everybody's fouling.
Holy cow.
Move your feet, right?
Inbounds pass comes left side to Brown. Drives in against Priest. Lost the ball. Gets it back. Spins towards the basket. Shoots. Missed it. Rebound. Brown saves it in bounds all the way out near the half-court line. That man then saves it in bounds, and it's
no. Brown's going to end
all
up
the way
with
back to Brown. Holy cow! Whose shot is then blocked by Petty. And the rebound to Priest. Oof. Try to get it to Van Winkle. Ball loose. Ball knocked last touched, and it'll be Saki ball. His touching it last was Taylor Gage.
Our good friend Harry Waggy'd be singing Sloppy Joe here, Charlie. He says, "Are you sure it's their ball?"
Van Meter.
Anyone? I think the talk there from the two referees may have been, does anyone want the ball?
Steve Keene, John Ray Deering, and Billy Hickox are referees. I said we've seen a lot of games, and a lot of them have been prettier than this one. 4:20 to play in the third. 24-16, the advantage for the Sakis.
It wasn't this ugly in the first half.
Here's a ball knocked away by Gage. He tips that with the ball side hand. He might have a chance at the steal. Instead, he reaches across with his right hand and knocked it out of bounds. Steve Keene and Todd Plattner have a little laugh on the sideline here. Van Winkle's got it on the wing right side. Looking for Tom Have in the corner. Tom Have to Van Winkle. To Palmer, top of the key. Double team comes his way. 3:55 to play in the third. To Tom Have, back to Palmer. Looking out top to Van Winkle. Van Winkle patient with it. He will throw it to Palmer. Palmer looking for an opening. Back to Van Winkle in the corner to Tom Have right side. Trying to get the zone to open up a little bit. 3:40 to play in the third. Palmer travels.
15th turnover, 6th of the second half.
3:39 to play in the third. 24-16 advantage for the Sakis on the Trash Queen scoreboard.
North Greene leads the quarter 3-2 with 3:39 to go in the quarter.
Gage with the ball into the front court. If you're Pittsfield, you can't be real comfortable right now, though, because a couple of threes by North Greene, and they're right back in this. Now the ball
knocked off of a North Greene player.
Priest knocked it off of Brannon. Brannon took a little exception to it, but it's a turnover on North Greene.
They're 12th.
Palmer will inbound for Pittsfield. Get it back from Tom Have. He'll look for a double-digit lead, will Palmer and the Sakis on this trip down the court. Palmer to Van Winkle. Looked in the middle of the zone, now to Tom Have right side. Couldn't get free to Van Winkle. Over to Palmer. Palmer will pull it back out on the dribble. Wants to reshape the offense a little bit here. Skip pass to Tom Have right side. Free throw line, Priest turns and fires there too hard. Rebound pulled in by Gage.
His third.
Push into the front court. Off the glass, not close, and the rebound down to Priest.
His fifth.
Priest will go to Palmer. 2:50 to play in the third. John, I think your basketball skills, you were just ahead of your time. You could have gotten in this one. 2:42 to play in the third. Not a lot of touch on the breakaway layup that time. Right wing Palmer to Tom Have. 2:30 to play in the third. North Greene's packed it inside the three-point line. And they're going to make the Sakis try to score from the outside. Now Petty has this shot blocked by Lawson. Lawson gets the board to Brannon on the run into the front court. Right side Gage to Brannon. Haven't seen Brannon shoot yet tonight. Sports the short haircut. Works the ball down low. Shot put up is no good by Lawson. Rebound fought for. Petty was all over Lawson. Lawson now creates some space. Petty absolutely massacres him. No call from the referee underneath. So the ref out front will make the call.
That'll be Noah Petty's second. Team fifth. Yeah. It should be North Greene ball, right? I mean, if you get a Pittsfield
say
foul.
they're shooting.
What? Really? Okay. Well, Lawson was shooting. He's 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He's going to be shooting 2. He's got 7 points. 24-16 the score. Pittsfield with the lead. 2:03 to go in the third quarter of play. First one up. And he didn't hit anything.
Hit the floor.
Yeah, he airballed the free throw. Make him 5 of 7 now.
Brett Berry just smiles at him and says, "You're okay." What else do you say at that point, really?
Do better this time.
Hey, I bet you come closer this time.
Next one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Griffin Van Winkle. His fifth.
Anybody that's ever airballed the free throw, and if you've shot a basketball, you've probably done it at some point in time. It wasn't like you were trying to airball it, right?
You were tired, and you just didn't quite get enough oomph on it.
Here's a skip pass. Palmer, 4-3, too long. Rebound will go into the corner to Van Meter.
His third.
Off to Gage, into the front court. Throws a pass down low to Hostman, whose shot is up and no good, and the foul called against Van Winkle.
That'll be Van Winkle's third, team sixth against Pittsfield already. 24-16 the score. Pittsfield with the lead. 1:36 to go in the third quarter of play. Pittsfield scored 2. North Greene scored 3 in the quarter.
Battle. Had a very competitive game so far.
Hoseman shooting 2. First one up, no good.
Into the game will come Taylor Scott. He's a 5'10 junior. Taylor Scott in for Caden Heberling.
North Greene is 8 of 16 from the free throw line.
It's 50%.
Yeah. From the floor, that'd be really good. From the free throw line, coaches will complain about things like that. Next one up is good for Hoseman. Give him 1.
24-17. As the Spartans keep creeping just a little bit closer. Bounce pass right side, Van Winkle. He holds the ball. Off to Tom Have. Tom Have looks for an opening to Palmer in the corner left side. To Tom Have. Looking down low, now to Van Winkle. They're always looking in, trying to find somebody in the gap in that zone. Palmer gets the basketball back. Petty flashed open for just a second. Now Van Winkle to Tom Have with 1:03 to play in the third. Saukeys have been held to just 2 points in the quarter. Palmer, skip pass out to Van Winkle. Van Winkle into Petty. Petty will go up and score.
Petty with 2.
And gosh, I'm glad I caught that dance move by Coach Brad Tomave on camera. That will be a meme tomorrow. 44 seconds to play in the third. Here's a ball stolen away by Petty on the post-entry pass. Taken away by Palmer. Palmer will take it into the front court down to Van Winkle. Runner up, counted, and he's fouled. The floodgates have opened on the offensive side for the Saukeys. A huge 4-0 run right here with 36.5 seconds to play in the third.
Foul going to go against Hoseman, his first, team 6th. And Van Winkle to the free throw line shooting 1. Saukeys are 3 of 4 from the free throw line. They lead 28-17, the 11-point lead, their biggest of the night right now. 36.5 seconds to go in the third quarter of play on the Trash Queen scoreboard.
Cade McKinnon into the game for the Saukeys, the junior.
His first minutes of the evening. Played some good minutes a couple games ago. Shot up. A little long, no good. Rebound comes down to Scott, his first.
And he throws the ball out of bounds. It was saved in bounds, and Palmer has to save it to Van Winkle.
14th turnover on North Greene.
Saukeys will have the ball with 24 seconds to play in the third. Up 28-17, they've got the basketball. Scott threw that ball, almost 2 rows deep. Ball, then stolen away. Van Meter has the long pass picked off. Drives into the front court. Scoop shot up is good. Larceny in the layup for Van Meter. 28-19, 4 seconds, 3. Van Winkle, runner up at the buzzer is no good. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. And what a quarter it was. We've got one more coming your way. 28-19, the advantage for the Saukeys over the Spartans. Back with you after this.
There are many important decisions that must be made in order to get the most profitability out of your investment. No decision is more important than selecting the best seed for your fields. Jansen Seed and Service in Golden is the place to go for all your channel seed needs. Doug Jansen has over 30 years experience as an independent seed dealer. Giving him the knowledge to select the right seed for your field, contact Jansen Seed and Services today, 217-696-4658 or 430-2865.
Well, they are switching out the peach baskets here after the third quarter, John, because it looks like old-fashioned basketball. 28-19 the score, 6-6 quarter.
Yeah, ugly. Ugly. After 3 quarters, North Greene shooting 5 of 30 from the floor, 17%, 0 of 5 from 3, 9 of 17 from the free throw line. Pittsfield 12 of 34, 35%, 1 of 6 from 3, 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
And North Greene will have the basketball to start the final quarter.
If the Saukeys would have taken care of the ball, they would have had a really big lead here, Charlie. And
hasn't been their forte throughout the season.
No, it hasn't. The second half turnovers especially. 7 second half turnovers already.
Hoseman with the ball, works it to Bryant right side. Out between those, or to Wyatt, I should say. Now they'll get it to Heberling. Left wing over to Van Meter. 3, no good. Good box out down there by Tom Have, and Shaw grabs the board.
His 4th.
To Palmer, going to push into the front court. Works on a little pull-up, no good. Gets his own rebound, and then is mugged. And he'll shoot 1 and 1.
Foul. going to go against Hoseman, his second, team 7th. Palmer to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. He's got 7 points. 28-19 the score, Pittsfield with the lead. 7:38 to go in the ball game. And Palmer shooting 1 and 1. First one up is good. Give him the bonus. Give him 8. Makes it 29-19. 10-point lead for Pittsfield once again. Have led by as many as 11. No lead changes, no ties in this game. Pittsfield's led throughout. Second one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Keaton Brown, his 4th.
Brown to Hoseman. 7:30 to play. Brown gets it back. Drives in, leaves a left side Van Meter. Baseline move, little wraparound pass to Scott. Scott rises, shoots, missed it, but he's fouled.
Foul is going to be Isaac Shaw's 4th, team 7th. 2 shots for Taylor Scott, looking for his first point of the night. 29-19 the score. Pittsfield with a 10-point lead. 7:22 to go in the ball game. And Scott shooting a pair. First one up for him is good.
Van Winkle checks in for Shaw.
Shaw was out there for a very long 48 seconds.
38 seconds?
38 seconds. Math was not my strong suit, obviously.
Math was hard.
Shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Priest, his 6th, all defensive.
29-20, 7:17 to play. All stolen away by Van Meter.
17th turnover.
Into the front court. Hoseman gets it on the run out. Runner up is good, and here come the Spartans.
He's got 3.
29-22. The Saki's turnovers lead to more points for the opposition. Tom Habe with it in the backcourt. He throws it into the front court to Van Winkle. Van Winkle travels. There's nobody within 25 feet of him.
18th turnover.
They traveled, and Brad Tom Habe now wants a timeout. We'll pause as well. 6:55 to play. 29-22 is the advantage for Pittsfield. Back with you after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
6:55 to play in this one. 29-22, Pittsfield's lead is down to 7.
There's going to be a lot of free throws shot in this 4th quarter, more than likely, as each team in the bonus.
North Greene has the basketball, the chance to cut it even closer, as Carter Hoseman has the ball in his hands. Leaves it off to Wyatt. Wyatt out top to Brown. Brown going to try the move inside to Hoseman on the wing. Down low to a new man into the game, Will Killian. He might have traveled. Down the paint to Brown, and he's fouled.
Have to see who the foul's on. Foul is going to be on Guthrie, his 4th, team 8th. Brown to the free throw line where he's 0 for 1. He's shooting a pair. He's got 2 points. 29-22, the 7-point lead for Pittsfield. Have led by as many as 11. 6:37 to go in the ball game. Shot up and good for Brown. Give him 3.
Petty back in. Guthrie goes to the bench for Pittsfield.
Guthrie and Shaw have been in foul trouble most of the evening. Guthrie with 10 points all in the first half. Next one up, no good. Rebound, tipped around. Out of bounds off of North Greene.
Saki ball length of the court to go. North Greene really hustling here in the 4th quarter. Down to a 6-point game, 29-23. Palmer inbounds it to Tom Habe. Tom Habe will throw it ahead to Van Winkle. Looks to Priest across the way. Priest comes down with it. Turns, shoots, fade away, no good. Rebound down to Wyatt. Wyatt to Hoseman. Into the front court, Brown. Brown to Van Meter, whose shot is good. And he's fouled.
Van Meter with 4. Foul called. Count the basket. Foul against Van Winkle. His 4th, team 9th. Van Meter shooting 1. 29-25. North Greene's cut it all the way back to a 4-point game. And Van Meter could cut it down to a single shot game if he could make this one. And he does. Give him 5.
29-26. 6:17 remaining on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Tom Haven Palmer in the backcourt. Palmer pushes it across to Priest, into Petty. Petty back out to Palmer. Brad Tomiv says pull it out, let's set up the offense. To Priest left side. Over to Palmer. Palmer lost it out of bounds. It'll remain with the Sockies on the sideline here. 6 minutes to play.
9 second half turnovers are what has done this to the Sockies.
Tom Ave will inbound. Looking, and now a timeout will be taken by the Sockies. 6 minutes to play. 29-26. Pittsfield leads North Greene. Back with you following this.
Fresh Yours on You is celebrating 13 years as your source for school spirit wear. They can personalize varsity jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, flags, and more. Show your school pride with a bumper sticker or window decal from Press Yours on You. Visit their online store at www.pressyoursonyou.com or visit them on Facebook. Press Yours on You, 506 West Wood on Highway 24 in Camp Point. Call 593-6031.
6 minutes left in the ball game. 29-26 is the lead for Pittsfield. They led by as many as 11. Right now they lead by 3. And also tell you Macomb and Liberty are headed to overtime, tied at 48 points apiece. QHS over Rock Island with 3:10 to play, 52-50, and a big rivalry game there. Here it's 29-26. The Sockies had a comfortable lead and then have not scored.
Maybe got a little too comfortable.
7 points scored here in the second half, and they've given up 13. And right now had the ball out of bounds on the sideline right in front of their own bench.
Oh.
Palmer took a chair. Inbounds pass comes to Priest. He'll attack the rim. Runner up. He missed it. Didn't use the backboard, and the rebound comes down to Van Meter.
His 5th.
Into the front court come the Spartans. Wyatt for the 3 and the tie. No good. Rebound Priest goes and gets the board for the Sockies.
His 7th.
Off to Tom Hay. To Priest. 5:43 remaining. To Van Winkle. Got to get it across. Priest into the front court. Palmer. He'll attack down low. Fakes. Shot blocked. And the rebound on the play then is nearly thrown away. Tom Abe nearly had the steal, but he could not secure it. It will be North Greene ball.
Ugly.
5:32 remaining. 29-26 the lead for the Sockies. North Greene ball out of bounds at the scorer's table. As Van Meter plays the point. Dribbles it off of his own leg. Hands it off to Lawson, who drives in, shoots, missed it. Rebound tipped around, and Petty grabs the board, and he is fouled.
Petty gets it in those hands. He's probably not giving it up. Foul. Going to be the 4th against Lawson. Team 8th against North Greene. Walk to the other end and shoot 1 and 1. Noah Petty's got 2 points on the night, shooting 1 and 1. 29-26 to score. Pittsfield with a 3-point lead on the Trash Queen scoreboard. 5:21 to go in the ball game. And Petty shooting 1 and 1. First one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Brown.
Brown with the ball. 5:15 remaining. Crosses over. Leaves it out behind the arc to Lawson. Lawson is called for an offensive foul. He just fouled out.
Lawson's 5th, team 9th, 15th turnover against North Greene. And Tom Have got, he may have bought 2 fouls tonight on Lawson. And Lawson says, I don't like that guy.
I don't like the 24 on that team.
I'm done with him. I'm going to go sit down on the bench now.
He fouls out with 5:09 to play.
He fouls out with 7 of his team's 26 also.
5:09 left, 29-26 advantage for the Sockies. Ball nearly stolen away on the inbounds as Van Meter is really out there hustling, the 6'1 junior.
He was their current leading scorer for North Greene.
He led North Greene scoring last year in the varsity game, if you'll remember. Had a big night hitting a couple of threes. Palmer with the basketball into a double team, out of it to Priest. Priest will split the double team with a dribble. Double dribble, no call. To Tomave. Now Palmer, 4:55 remaining. Right wing Van Winkle shoots a 3. Rebound will be run down to Noah Petty.
You sound shocked, Charlie.
They call a jump ball. It'll be Socky ball. The shot by Van Winkle was questionable. He had Priest wide open under the basket and shot a 3 that hit the opposite side of the backboard.
How long can you leave Guthrie and Shaw on the bench?
At least one more possession. Palmer to inbound. Throws it in the backcourt to Tomhafe. 4:44 left. Come and then get it does Jack Palmer. 29-26 the lead for the Sockies. Clinging to it. Van Winkle throws it away.
19th turnover against Pittsfield.
Ugh. Van Meter will bring it up. Spartans, North Greene, you got to capitalize on some of those. 19 turnovers. Gage with the ball.
10 in the second half.
4:18 to play, so a lot of time left in this game, and it's been a three-point game for a while. Gage out to Van Meter for the three, goes begging. The rebound down to Priest. Ball now loose on the floor. Scrum under there with it. Palmer's got a hold of it. They're diving on top of one another, and it'll be a jump ball. Now Noah Petty
says get off of him.
Tells Eberling, you might want to back off there, bud.
Do you give the turnover to the Sockies, or do you just not give the...
I don't think it was a loose ball. Here's
we'll
Guthrie and Shaw back in. Petty and Van Winkle will take a chair. I like that out of Petty, though. The guy was kind of standing over the top of Palmer. He just stuck with the left hand to get back, and shockingly, nobody stepped up to really get into Noah Petty's face. And that. Would you?
No.
4:03 to play. Ball out of bounds to North Greene underneath. They get it from the official, which they do here. Inbounds pass is tipped and stolen away by Tomhafe.
16th turnover on North Greene.
Off to Palmer, into the front court, Guthrie. Down to Shaw, back to Guthrie, who lays it up and in. Hot potato, hot, and it goes in the pot that time. 31-26 lead.
12 points for Guthrie.
3:45 to play. Van Meter with the ball has picked up the dribble. Works it near the sideline, right side to Wyatt. Wyatt tries to move inside. Blocked out of bounds by Shaw. It'll remain Spartan basketball underneath.
Van Meter that time put it up pretty weakly, and Shaw said get rid of that thing.
Now Van Meter will throw it in for the Spartans on the baseline here at the Spartan Dome. Bounce pass comes in left side to Gage.
You could call it a cube, Charlie. It's kind of cube-like.
Spartan box. Down to Gage, whose shot is up no good, but he's fouled by Priest.
That'll be Priest's fourth, team 10th. Gage to the free throw line shooting 2. He's got 2 points, first 2 free throws of the night for him. North Greene is 12 of 22 from the free throw line. 31-26 to score. Pittsfield with the 5-point lead, 3:30 to go in the game. And Taylor Gage shooting a pair. First one up, a little long, no good. Brad Tomhaven and the referee have a laugh together back there. Had their arms around one another for a second, Charlie. I wasn't sure what was going on. Gage is second. Is up. And it's a little long, no good. Rebound comes down to Guthrie. His sixth.
Just say it. It's okay.
I had to find it.
Shaw with the ball to Palmer. Across the half-court line, it goes to Guthrie. Quick pass down low, Priest. Into Shaw for the layup. Nice ball movement that time.
Shaw with 4.
And a timeout given to the Sockies. 33-26, Pittsfield on top. 3:11 remaining. Back with you after this 30-second break.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
3 minutes, 11 seconds left in this one. Been a long night here at the Spartan Cube.
I think it's more cube. I don't know what it is, Charlie.
You know, it's funny. They put these lights in a couple of years ago, and they're an automatic light.
It is funny, actually.
So when you walk in the gym, they come on. There's no switch necessarily have to turn on. You just leave the breaker on the whole time.
Uh-huh.
And for a couple of years, North Greene turned the lights off before the pregame. The first time they did it with these lights, they didn't come back on because...
Well, they would come on, if you remember. They'd come on for about 2 minutes, and then they'd start turning off until somebody moved.
Yeah, so they did the starting lineups and then waited about 5 minutes, and then Well, they never did that again. We're back to live action. Out top with the basketball is Van Meter. He'll work it right side to Gage, whose shot is up and no good, and the rebound comes down to Shaw.
His fifth. Gage had the air ball that time.
2:49 remaining, 33-26. The lead for the Sockies, and they call a 10-second call.
20th turnover on Pittsfield. That felt like a fast 10. I think it was about 8 on the game clock.
I guarantee you, you look at the video on that, that wasn't close to 10 seconds.
Maybe 7.
Wow. Darryl thought that was quick. Out top with it is Brandon. He'll work it left side to Van Meter.
Same
Van Meter
two teams, too.
Drives middle. Shot up no good. Foul call. Pittsfield wasn't playing in that game.
Really? Who was playing in that game?
Auburn and North Greene.
Oh, you're right.
I know.
Palmer's second. Double bonus. Doesn't matter. Van Meter was fouled shooting. He's got 5. He's 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Shooting a pair now. 33-26 the score. Pittsfield with lead. First one up. Good by Van Meter. Give him 6.
As the bank was open this late here in the Spartan box.
Makes it a 6-point game. Van Meter's second is up and also good. Don't want to foul him if you have to.
33-28, 2:38 remaining. Tom Habe looking to get it in, does so to Shaw. Shaw to Palmer in the backcourt. You got to hurry. There's probably close to 10. Across the ball goes to Priest. To Tom Habe. Spartans really pressuring Pittsfield all over the court. Tom Habe to Priest. Priest to Tom Habe near the half-court line. Now to Palmer. 2:20 left. 33-28 the lead for the Sockies on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Palmer with the basketball. Brandon comes out to play the D. Palmer gets away for a moment. Gets it out front to Priest. Priest will dribble towards the left wing to Tom Habe. Back to Priest. Priest will pull it back out to Tom Habe between the circles. 2 minutes remaining.
Priest would have turned toward the basket. He had an open lane there.
Shaw with the ball to Priest. Down the lane. Guthrie. Layup good.
Guthrie with 14.
Got the open basket. Back to a 7-point lead. 35-28 with 1:45 left. Brandon with the ball to Wyatt. Wyatt will pass it off to Van Meter left side. Going to try the move in. Shot put up is no good. Rebound fought for. Turnaround put back no good by Brown. Rebound this time down to Guthrie for Pittsfield. To Tom Habe, 1:30 remaining. Long bounce pass to Priest. Gets it to Guthrie. Guthrie will throw it backwards to Priest. Across it goes to Palmer, but first a timeout by Brad Tom Habe. We'll keep it right here.
Brad Tom Habe says, why did you throw it back? All you had to do was take one dribble and bring it in the front court.
1:22 remaining in this slugfest. 35-28 the lead for the Sockies.
The Sockies led 22-13 at half. So they're trailing 15-13 in this half.
I'm going to take a moment here, John, and give you a piece of advice.
Yeah.
Your cell phone rings, you don't recognize the number, and you answer it, and the first recorded message is, don't hang up. This is not a solicitation call. It is absolutely a solicitation call, and you should hang up.
Yeah. Hey, and also if you don't know this, if the number starts with a plus sign, that means it's an international call. Sometimes they speak in Chinese. That happened to me once.
So you've got family
I don't have anyone in China.
Sockies.
Probably don't answer.
Just some free advice here. 1:20 to play in the fourth on Central Illinois Sports.
We'll have recipes in a little bit.
35-28 advantage for the Sockies. Palmer's got the ball with 1:10 to play. He'll throw a pass, dangerous one out front, but Tom Habe's able to secure. He'll work it off to Priest. With a minute left in the ball game.
Have to think North Greene's got a foul, don't you?
Well, they're trying. Here's Palmer. No look pass to Priest to Tom Habe. Shot up is good as it falls through. Makes it 37-28 with 50 seconds left.
Tom Habe's first 2 points of the night.
Here's a drive into the basket now by Gage, and he's fouled by Tom Habe.
Tom Habe's second. Gage will shoot a pair as it's double bonus. He is 0 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 2. 37-28, 9-point lead for Pittsfield. 46.6 seconds to go. In the fourth quarter of play, Taylor Gage shooting a pair. His first is up, and it's good. Give him 3. 37-29. 8-point game once again. Charlie, who came in there for North Greene. Next one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Shaw. His sixth.
Scott's back in.
There you go.
Palmer with it into the front court. He's fouled by Brandon with 40.2 seconds to play.
Brandon's second, team 10th. Double bonus for Pittsfield. Palmer to the free throw line where he's 1 of 2. He's got 8. Only man in double figures in the ball game is Guthrie with 14. He had double figures in the first quarter. And before he got in foul trouble. Palmer's first is up and it's good. Give him 9. (38-29), 40.2 to go. Give Palmer 10, make it 39-29, 10-point lead for Pittsfield once again, and the clock is not running.
39 seconds left. Brandon with it into the front court. He'll give it to Scott in the corner. Down the lane, Gage. Shot up is good. Timeout given to Brett Berry. We'll keep it right here. 39-31 the score on the Trash Queen scoreboard.
Brett Berry with 1 timeout to go. Pittsfield with a couple.
31.6 seconds remaining.
39-31 the score. Pittsfield with the lead on that Trash Queen scoreboard. And the Sakis tried to turn it over and give it away as they have 11 second half turnovers. It's amazing what Guthrie and Shaw do to make the game a little prettier for the Sakis, isn't it?
Hey, we remind you that the high school Christmas concert is Sunday afternoon at the high school gymnasium.
Always a good time.
And then the PCS Christmas concert is next Tuesday night. The Sakis are back in action again on Thursday. They'll take on Pleasant Plains at Voschel Gym. We'll
Also
have
the
the broadcast for you on Central Illinois Sports.
First Christian Church Cantata is this weekend also, Charlie, on Sunday.
Lots of Christmas music if you want it. And if you don't
go, I
go.
guess.
That's right. It's your choice.
Go to Barry. You can watch an entire day of, 4th to 6th grade basketball.
Oh, goodness. You can even start closer than that. First grade.
Oh, I didn't know that first grade played on Sundays.
Well, you would think it'd be the NBA Finals in some of the games you watch over there, but only
There's
when
a lot of
Hannibal's
shouting
playing.
going on.
Tom Have will inbound. Looking, he gets it into Guthrie with 29.7 seconds to play. He's fouled by Scott.
Okay. Scott's first.
Or Heberlin, excuse me.
I thought it was Heberling, but then you got me doubting. Heberling second. Double bonus. Guthrie to the free throw line where he's 2 for 2. He's got 14. 39-31 the score. 8-point lead for Pittsfield. 29.7 seconds to go in the game. Shot up. A little long, no good. Takis just need to make some free throws, and this game will end. Next one up. He is good for Guthrie. Give him 15.
40-31, 29.7 seconds left. Here's Gage with the ball.
And don't foul.
They'll work it out to Scott. Scott will have the ball poked away. Tom Abe will secure it.
17th turnover.
They will foul him with 18.4 seconds left.
Heberling's third. Tom Have to the free throw line shooting 2. He's got 2 points on the night. First 2 free throws of the night for him. 40-31, 9-point lead for Pittsfield. 18.4 seconds to go. Checking in on the second free throw will be Jacob Suttles for North Greene.
Haven't seen him yet tonight.
We have not.
He's a 6'2 sophomore.
And the first one up for Tom Have is good. Give him 3. Charlie, what's wrong with your children?
Liberty beats Macomb in overtime, 58-51.
That's a good win for Liberty. Suttles comes in and...
Describe a bad win to me, will you?
Well, there are bad losses, not many bad wins. Tom Have makes them both, give him 4.
18 seconds left, 42-31. Gage, double dribbles. And it's called for it.
18th turnover on North Greene. 13.7 seconds to go, 42-31. 11-point lead for Pittsfield, ties their biggest of the night.
I don't know that North Greene will foul here, but...
I wouldn't. Down 11 with 13.7 seconds to go. But I guess if you have no quit in you, you foul, right?
Tom Abe will get it into Palmer, had it poked away, saves it back in, and turnover on the Sakis.
They're 21st. 12 in the second half.
10.3 seconds left, and Brett Berry will call his final timeout, down by 11.
Why keep them? They're not like rollover minutes we found out a few years ago.
Okie dokie, 10.3 seconds to play, an 11-point game. North Greene is now out of timeouts. For the Spartans, they've got, really, Hostman, Brannon, Heberling, Lawson, and Castleberry are seniors. We've seen in this game. Van Meter, Brown, Wyatt, Scott, and Killian are juniors we've seen in this game, and then the sophomore Gage. So we've got some younger players that can play a little bit.
Settles is another sophomore that just got in the game.
See if Coach Berry has come up with the 11-point play here. 10.3 seconds left.
I'm going to be impressed if he does. He is a very creative fellow, though, Charlie, so he might have.
The bounce pass comes to Van Meter in the corner. Works it out top to Wyatt. Wyatt puts it on the floor. Now fires a three. It's good. Sockies don't even really need to inbound it, but they do to Palmer. And that'll be the ball game. Final on this one, a 42-34 win for Pittsfield over North Greene. Sockies improved to 4-5. North Greene drops to 3-5 on the year. We take you to the post-game show. We'll have final stats and more coming your way. We'll also have a visit with Socky coach Brad Tomhave, all on the post-game show coming your way after this.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
Welcome back. Final of the contest, a 42-34 win for Pittsfield. The Sockies do improve to 4-5 on the season. North Greene drops to 3-5 on the year. And John's got a look at some final stats.
First for the North Greene Spartans, they finished the game shooting 9 of 42 from the floor, 21%. 1 of 9 from 3 on that last second three-pointer for 11%. 15 of 28 from the free throw line, 53.5%. Led in scoring by 7 points from Justin Lawson, also 7 from Colin Van Meter, 3 apiece from Carter Hostman and Keaton Brown, 4 for Braden Wyatt, 5 for Taylor Gage, and 4 for Michael Castleberry, all in the first half for him. For the Pittsfield Sockies, they finished first half shooting 16 of 43 from the floor, 37%, 1 of 7 from the 3 for 14%, and 9 of 14 from the free throw line, 64%. Led in scoring by 15 points for Will Guthrie to go along with 7 rebounds. Then 10 points for Jack Palmer, 4 apiece for Isaac Shaw and Cade Tomhave, 5 for Cooper Priest, and 2 for Griffin Van Winkle in the ballgame, and also 2 for Noah Petty. as he gave him a couple points in there.
Yep, Petty played some good minutes. Yep, played big minutes tonight. Didn't score a lot, but played some big minutes. A break here. We'll talk to Saukee head coach Brad Tomei. 42-34. Saukee's beat North Greene. Back with the coach after this.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering an amazing deal on its triple play bundle services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
Welcome back to the broadcast on Central Illinois Sports. 42-34, the final in this ball game as Pittsfield comes away with the victory over North Greene. We're visiting with Saukee head coach Brad Tomei now. And, Coach, a game that was low scoring for sure. You come out, have a 4-point lead. Really, that second quarter kind of probably secured the game, really. You held them to just 3 points, and that was probably about as good defensively as your team's played on the season in that quarter, and that was with some of your key big guys in foul trouble.
Yeah, we had a lot of faces over there on the bench for quite a stretch there in the second and third quarters, and we were in foul trouble. So credit the guys that came in and played some good minutes. But, yeah, second quarter I thought we defended well and got rebounds and got some good looks on the offensive end and kind of understood where we needed to get the ball when we needed to get there. I wish that would have continued in the third quarter. I think we almost set the game of basketball back a few years there in that third quarter. It wasn't fun to watch where I was sitting. But kids held on and did some things late game when they made a push and they got to within 3, I think. Then they executed made some nice interior passing finally, and finished with some layups when they started extending their pressure. So was glad to see that.
A contest where you turn the ball over 19 times, and some of those turnovers were unforced. Some were forced by North Greene's pressure. I'd say maybe about half and half, maybe a little more on the unforced side, and some of those mistakes those have to continue to be worked on.
Yeah, and I don't think they're happening in as many, or they're not as many in the bunches when they're happening. Maybe that's a little better way to explain it. But yeah, we gotta correct that because we gotta know situational stuff, how to attack it, and not try to get going too fast where we force ourselves into turnovers. Yeah, they're pressing, but a lot of those turnovers late or in that second half were just us not slowing our mind down. So hopefully they get better and they learn something from it. They take something away from it in the situational stuff and remember those things. So when we get back in the gym or when they're in that situation again the next time, maybe they'll be able to slow themselves down and execute a little better than what they did tonight.
You've got quite the next calendar month of basketball games scheduled, and it all starts with Pleasant Plains next Thursday night at home at Boschel Gym. You'll take on Kyle Weber's squad, and they're a team that's got some pretty good bigs and some guys that can really shoot, and that'll be a tough matchup.
Yeah, and a year ago, last year, they really taught us a lesson, and I'm not so sure we gave the best effort we needed to give, and so hopefully we can come out and compete both levels, JV and varsity, against a top-notch program and a very solid Pleasant Plains team, and see where we're at and see if we can't improve going into the Macomb tournament. But yeah, we've got quite a stretch here. We're going to have a few days off. I tried to give them tomorrow off, and they didn't take it. They didn't take my get out of jail free card for tomorrow. They want to come in and shoot. So we will, and we'll work on some things probably too. But that's just these guys. They want to be in the gym. They want to continue to get better, and I think we are. I think we are getting better, even though as ugly as it might have seemed at times tonight. I think we're improving and we're taking steps in the right direction.
Final on this one, 42-34. Sockies with the victory. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys.
That's going to do it from Whitehall and North Greene High School. Thanks to John for being alongside the net. I'm Charlie Hull. Thanking you for logging on with us tonight on Central Illinois Sports, live on YouTube, also streaming live on Mixler.com. And the Pittsfield Sockies defeat the North Greene Spartans 42-34, another Central Illinois Sports presentation.